Can you do it? Can you come through? Come on, come on, come on, come on, you got it, you got it. This way, buddy, this way. Oh no, 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 not back. Not back, this way, this way. Whoop.
Welcome to Drone Battle, the show where we pit two drones against each other in a head-to-head battle to the death. Weighing in at 775 grams, the Skydio 2 can punch above its weight when it comes to obstacle avoidance using its secret weapon, the beacon. And weighing in at just under 250 grams, the Mini 4 Pro doesn't have a beacon, but it can track like a leopard on the hunt, using the cat-like vision of its amazing camera. This week, our judges are Kelly and Kris from Ready Set Drone, and they will judge our competitors on 4 criteria: obstacle avoidance, tracking, ease of use, and the overall quality of the video footage. While both these drones have their strengths, there can only be one winner, so stay tuned to find out which drone wins this drone battle!
Okay, we've got the Skydio in the air, and it's been a little while since we've flown it. There are power lines over there, so hopefully it'll figure those out. Okay, it's going in front of me. All right. Now it's adjusted its height and its distance to be lower and closer. So if I push the range button plus, that doesn't seem to, oh, there it goes. You gotta hold it down for a few seconds. All right, we're trying to get it back up to about 20 feet high. Let's see how it does with this. A lot of trees over there, a lot of power lines. Kind of confused it. So if I go back this way, it should zip around in front of me. Try to get back in front of me. There it goes. All right, I'm gonna try a big loop around this way. And it's gonna go yeah. So I think part of the problem with it right now is that it's too far and too high, maybe. So I'm gonna try and bring it in a little closer, cut the range down. All right, so that says it's about 30 and 11. Now let's see if it does a little better. Like if it should whip around one direction, get in front of me, especially if I start going this way.
Now to our judges to see how the Skydio 2 did. So first of all, the best score that either of these drones can get in any category is 5 props. We're judging by the prop system. Today, we gave the Skydio 2 in an open area 4 props for obstacle avoidance, 3 props for tracking, 2 props for ease of use, and 3 props for overall video quality.
And then let's see if it's smart enough to go under these trees. And it's, oh, here it comes. They put it in back of me. All right, let's see how it does from the back. All right, try coming back down. It's supposed to stay behind me. Okay, I waited for me to pass. And it turned around. Now we're coming under a lot of trees. And under more trees. So the thing with the Skydio is it does do a good job of avoiding obstacles, at least in this fairly open area, but there's trees and power lines along the perimeter. you don't feel like you're controlling it really. When you tell it to go in front of you or behind you, it just kind of like takes off very quickly, doesn't move at a pace that seems appropriate for the number of obstacles around, and then it gets to where it's going, but it doesn't do it very gracefully. It seems to always just kind of like go quickly, trying to find whether it should be in front of you, behind you, or beside you, depending on how you have it set on the beacon. And it just feels a little disconcerting because you wonder if it's actually in control or if it's out of control.
Now let's hear from our judges.
So in the neighborhood, the Skydio 2 did a really good job avoiding obstacles. Didn't hit any trees or power lines, so we're going to give it a 5. Now for tracking, it did lose you and kind of fell behind and caught up a little bit, so we're going to give it a 3. Ease of use is once again a 2. And the final video result is a 3.
So we've tried to be scientific about this and make the Skydio go at a certain height and a certain distance from us, but it doesn't really like doing that. It kind of does its own thing. It tracks pretty well, but it doesn't seem to want to be at a very precise or even not very precise distance and height from you. However, I think what we need to do is do the easiest possible scenario for it, and that is to fly it behind me at a distance that is fairly close and fairly low, and we'll go over the sidewalk, over that bridge, and kind of ride into the woods over there and see how it does, and then we'll do the same thing with the Mini 4 Pro and see how it does. Oh, hey, I've got a drone following me. It won't bug you. Sorry about that. Trying to see if it can follow me through these trees.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, seems to have lost me already.
Back to our judges to see what they thought of that performance. And now for the sidewalk/bridge competition. For the Skydio 2, we gave it 5 props for obstacle avoidance. It avoided a lot of obstacles. We gave it 2 props for tracking because it really didn't track that well. It kind of snuck up on you and then got delayed and snuck up on you again. We gave it 2 props for ease of use because it's not easy to use, like I said. And we gave it 2 props for overall video quality because most of that video would not be usable in a final edit.
So I'm going really slow in hopes it can catch up with me. Oh, and there it is. It's caught up. So I'll speed up a little bit. Okay, according to the MaxFind remote, I'm going about 15 kilometers per hour. Now about 20 kilometers per hour. Kind of bouncing between 15 and 20 kilometers per hour. Lots of branches in here with no leaves. Little ghost branches. Ooh, that's gonna be a tricky one. Yep, it beeped at me. Hello, I'm over here. This way, buddy. Can you do it? Can you come through? Come on, come on, come on, come on, you got it, you got it. This way, buddy. This way. Oh no, 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 not back. Not back, this way, this way. Come on, you got it. You got it, you got it, there you go. Come on, keep coming. Go down a little more, not higher. Yeah, it says cannot follow, not enough room. Looking here with the camera, you can see it is definitely a tricky spot. It would have had to go down through that gap and around to the right. I don't know if the Mini 4 can do that either, but we'll see. Let's see if it can motion track me one more time. It's in motion track mode. Here we go. Lots of low branches in here. I'm going slow. And no, it has lost me again. Blocked by an obstruction. Lost subject. All right, coming back, buddy. All right, I just disabled the height floor in the hopes that that helps it to fly a little lower and get around some of these lower branches. And we'll see if it makes it through these trees this time. Okay, it's definitely going lower. All right, we're gonna do this big turnaround here. Oh, battery really low? Why? Yeah, it just went into return to home mode. I'm wondering if the battery is just really low. No, it says battery's at 53%. I feel like there's a head or something in there. Don't want to know.
I see nothing.
All right, we've got this ground height limiter turned off, so it should be able to go low, and hopefully it'll make it through some of those things it missed before. I'm at 11 kilometers an hour, speeding up to 15. $14, $15, $16. This is where it missed before. Okay, now that it's got that ground height limitation turned off so it can go lower, it seems to be doing a lot better. Once we turned off that ground height limiter, meaning that it could go low, it did a lot better. I think that that was sort of a key to letting it go underneath those branches. Otherwise, it was just staying up there where all the branches were and couldn't find a way around them, where the obvious choice was to go under them, but we were limiting it so that it couldn't do that.
And now back to our judges.
Well, as expected, the Skydio 2 was a rock star at avoiding obstacles. It didn't hit any trees or ghost branches, so we're giving it a 5 out of 5 props.
But when it came to actually tracking, we gave it a 3. In fairness, we did have the altitude limiter on, so it couldn't go very low in the beginning, but even when we turned it off, it still struggled a little bit to keep up with tracking.
Once again, ease of use is a 2, and the final video result is also a 2 because, as you can see, some of this footage is not that great.
So we just put the Skydio through its paces. We're gonna put the Mini 4 Pro through the same little test and see how it does. All right, so I'm gonna see if it'll follow me. I hear it back there.
Back to our judges to see how that drone did. So for the Mini 4 in a big wide open spot, we gave it a 4. The reason we didn't give it a 5 is because it has hit a power line in that very parking lot before, so we know that obstacle avoidance is not perfect when it comes to its ability in a big open spot.
Now, it did a great job tracking you and keeping you centered and the same distance away, so we're going to give it a 5.
For ease of use, a 4, because you just draw a square around it. It's a little confusing with regard to where you put the camera in relation to the subject and also which mode you're in, but once you figure it out, it's pretty easy to do, so we gave it a 4 out of 5 props. And finally, for video quality, the video looks fantastic. The subject was in the center the whole time, so 5 out of 5 props for video quality in a big open area.
Okay, let's see how it does going down a wide street, fairly wide street, with a lot of trees. And it's gonna have to go around some trees or under some trees. All right, this is a pretty tricky spot. I'm gonna turn around here. It's right next to a bunch of trees, really in the midst of them. Whoop, let's not kick my shoe off. All right, hopefully I got that on camera. Oh boy, it's gonna have to come out of these trees. And I'm not turning around here because of the trees, I'm just turning around here because this is where I turned around before. And it's backing up into that yard. It's letting me get in front of it. And now it's coming down to follow me again. We are currently at 20 kilometers an hour. Did it stop? Oh really? It came all that way and then it got lost. Wow. Interesting.
Now let's see what our judges thought of the Mini 4 Pro's performance.
Going through the neighborhood, the Mini 4 Pro avoided all the trees and did so quite gracefully. So we're going to give that a 5 out of 5 props.
We also gave it a 3 for tracking because it did pretty well, but it did a couple of times seem like it had to kind of hunt and peck to find where the subject was. We gave it a 4 for ease of use because it's pretty easy to use, but not the easiest. It could be a little easier, a little more intuitive. And finally, we gave it a 5 for video quality because again, the video looked fantastic going through the neighborhood, going under those trees, and the quality on that camera and the gimbal and the stabilization and the keeping the subject in center was really good.
All right, we've got the Mini 4 Pro ready to go. And we're gonna take it along the sidewalk, over the bridge, through the woods, and see how it does compared to the Skydio. So now I am going about 15 kilometers an hour and about to cross over the bridge. So far it's doing pretty well. It tracked onto him. It switched. All right, let me come back out and let's do the approach one more time. Thank you. We're just trying to get this shot going across the bridge.
That's really cool.
Well, thank you. Although it looks like the drone pooped out, so. Did it lose me again? What? What is that all about? I wonder what it's struggling with. I feel like it should be doing better. All right, let's try one more time. And here we go. Come on, baby. Yeah, it just locked on to something over there.
Now let's hear from our judges.
The Mini 4 Pro didn't hit any obstacles on the sidewalk or going over the bridge, so we have to give it a 5 out of 5 props for obstacle avoidance.
But it only got a 1 for tracking because it lost the subject several times going over the bridge. It also ended up tracking a separate subject going the opposite direction. The runner coming along, all of a sudden he's got a drone following him. What's up with that? Again, ease of use was a 4, and we had to give the video quality a 1 because ultimately it really didn't do that well at getting the shot we wanted. Yes, the shot of the runner was great, but we didn't want a shot of the runner. So totally negated any quality of the video. The video would not be usable in that situation.
Okay, this is where the Skydio failed up here, but it did make it on the way back. Oh, thank you guys. It's found me. Well, until that.
Ooh.
Oh, goodness. So, there it is. It hit a ghost branch, I guess. Hello, little guy. I know you're struggling. Let's get you home. See if you can still fly. Looks like all the arms are still intact. The gimbal seemed to reset. The camera's working. It's recording. I think it might just be too shady in here. Hello. I've got 2 crazy people following me, so they won't bother you. Just keep going.
And now back to our judges. The Mini 4 Pro did a good job until it didn't when it actually hit a tree, so it's going to get a 2 out of 5 props for hitting that tree for obstacle avoidance.
Now, tracking you through the trees, it was more graceful than the Skydio.
It seems like with the Skydio on tracking through the trees, the Skydio tended to do things like zip around and was kind of okay the whole time. Like it would keep you not quite centered. But with the Mini 4 Pro, it seemed to do really well for a while and then just get totally lost behind a tree branch and just sit there and try to figure out how to get through. So that kind of averaged it out to a 3 in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
Ease of use, once again, 4 out of 5 props for the Mini 4 Pro. And finally, for the overall quality of the video, 3 out of 5. And this is unfortunate because it looked great when it looked great, but there were so many instances we had when it crashed or when it got lost or when it tracked the wrong subject that the footage was not super reliable, so we had to give it a 3 out of 5 because there was so much of it that we couldn't use. Looks like the battle is over and the numbers are in. Let's hear who our judges picked as the winner of today's drone battle. Wow, Kris, are you seeing what I'm seeing?
Yeah.
So after adding up all the numbers for the Skydio 2 and the Mini 4 Pro in all the categories, the total for the Skydio 2 was 48 and the total for the Mini 4 Pro was 58. So it looks like the Mini 4 Pro is our winner.
That is a surprising result, I'd say, considering it did crash.
Congratulations to the Mini 4 Pro for its stunning victory today, despite crashing into a tree. For its efforts, the Mini 4 Pro will receive a full recharge of all its batteries, an upgraded foam carrying case, and a brand new set of master air screw props. Thanks for watching Drone Battle. Stay safe and don't fly alone.